Mexican star in sex case is arrested in Rio by Julia Preston for the New York Times, January 14, 2000. The last time that the pop star Gloria Trevi performed on television in Mexico, she pranced and tossed her name of wavy hair and the carefree defiance that made her an icon of rebellion among young girls. Today, the artist was back in television again, looking subdued and wearing a gray t-shirt instead of her old sequin tops. Miss Trevi was caught by cameras in Rio de Janeiro, where she was arrested on charges of corrupting minors that are pending against her here. Miss Trevi longtime manager Sergio Andrade Sanchez was also arrested, along with another singer in the case, Maria Raquel Portillo. Mr. Andrade is accused of forcing sex on young girls who were among his teenage prodigies. He and Miss Trevi, 29, dropped from view over a year ago. They have been fugitives since arrest warrants were issued here in November. Mexico immediately initiated extradition proceedings today. In statements to the police of Brazil, Ms. Trevi and Mr. Andrade denied the charges. The scandal has burned down hot for months, exposing the underside of an insular entertainment world filled with freewheeling sex, where Mr. Andrade had gained the mesmerizing power of a cult leader with young girls who hoped for stardom. Although Ms. Trevi became one of Mexico's flashiest stars in the early 90s because of her image of independence, a number of girls who said they had been lured into Mr. Andrade's group have contended that the singer was utterly dominated by him and that she helped him commit sexual abuse. The charges against Mr. Andrade and Ms. Trevi, whose real name is Gloria de Los Angeles Treviño, were first brought to the parents of Karina Yapor Gomez, whose family sent her to study piano at a school run by Mr. Andrade when she was 12. In 1997, when she was 15, Ms. Yapor, who was living in Spain with Mr. Andrade and Ms. Trevi and six other girls, gave birth to a boy. Ms. Yapor abandoned the infant in a Spanish hospital, and her parents finally took him into their care in Mexico. In their criminal complaint, Ms. Yapor parents contended that Mr. Andrade had kidnapped her daughter and fathered her baby by force. On December 16, Ms. Yapor, who had not been home in 2 years, suddenly turned up there at the studios of Televisa, the national network where Ms. Trevi had been a star. In interviews, so wooden that she seemed to be speaking from a memorized text, Ms. Yapor called on her parents to drop the charges against Ms. Trevi and Mr. Andrade. She offered her celebrity associates a very big apology because they were always very nice to me and denied that the rock manager was the father of her child. But Ms. Yapor then returned to her parents' home in Chihuahua and made no further statements, and her family did not drop the charges. At least four other young women have testified to the police since Ms. Yapor's case became public that Mr. Andrade had hit them and forced them to have sex with him as a condition for continuing with their music training. God always brings justice, both in heaven and on earth. Ms. Yapor's father, Miguel, said in a telephone interview today, but Mr. Yapor said that it was not clear whether his daughter would testify against Mr. Andrade in the trial.